Cavecast, the uncensored show for nerds of all kinds.
Can't even imagine what the people have asked or suggested or said. So we have a very, our group is very dynamic.
Yes, we have many different people of belief, many different people of entertainment and thought processes, and tonight,
I'm here for it.
And tonight is going to be just some of these that I read when we put it out there, because what ended up happening was that the week we were planning on doing this, I ended up getting sick, which everybody in Ohio is sick right now.
Yeah,
it's just what's happening. Yep. And good news is I'm feeling better. But then some things kind of changed up this week, and recording time for like the podcast has changed and everything. So we're finally on it. And when I went back, like we're talking like 30 comments, like, 40, Discord, messages, all that stuff. Where I was like, oh my God, they've given us so much. And we even threw it on the Facebook page as well too. And there's some pretty entertaining things, but
I know none of them.
Yeah,
you obviously had to go through and pick the ones for now. So you do know them, but I think it'll be interesting to have somebody that has at least read them once and had a little bit of time to maybe think, compared to somebody that's just on the spot.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting.
Well, because the one main one that people were doing was, because it's, I'm not going to just pick one person, because there was so many people that asked this question. They were like, all right, Sleep Token or NF?
Well, you're not asking that one, are you?
No, that's what I'm starting with. That's the first one, because tons of people wanted to know.
What if I refuse to answer a question?
Because no matter what, we lose something. Like, I'm either going to lose the, I guess you could say the quote unquote divine intervention that's been given to me in music, or my mental health is just going to tank. So it's like both of them. I don't want either. But man, if I had to make a snap decision judgment of
you're saying it right, like we're just going balls in right now,
because I want to defend my case here, is that I would probably end up choosing NF. I would have to choose NF if I'm going to be put up in that ring and have to pick a side. I'd be like, all right, man, you win. But I don't like my decision, because it's like asking Tool or Sleep Token. Don't ask me that,
Okay,
so
but why?
So, okay, so when it comes to this, is that I find that there's more music from NF. There's like there's way more songs to be able to have. Whereas, granted, we've not finished Tomb, but it's the fact I don't mean it this way, but it's like we only have 3 albums from Sleep Token, and it's not that what they bring to the table isn't good. It's just, again, this hurts like iodine on a wound, no matter what. But
but couldn't you argue quality over quantity?
No.
Whoa.
No.
What do you mean?
No, man. No, NF has there's much more that I relate to and that I would use day to day, instead of the wonder that is Sleep Token. Because to me, Sleep Token is just like, it's this art that is so difficult to understand, and it's something that you pick apart and you look at and you investigate, and there's a lot of unanswered questions. For me, NF, it's just, no, man, this is the thing that hurts right now. This is what's going on. This is what I need. So I think if I had to make that decision, that's why I would go with NF. But
so
yeah,
I'm going to go with Sleep Token.
Okay.
I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, because I'm the rap guy and all this. But you just said something very interesting in the fact of, they're like mystery and all of this stuff and like having to I guess you can say kind of work for it or figure stuff out. I think that's what makes it the one to do, because you can still keep figuring stuff out, or eventually that will end. But that, not that they both hit a very even level of lyrics, the mental health, the relationship, the yearning, the wanting, all of the things, right? So rap is my main thing, and I really enjoy NF, the way he rhymes, the way he does his cadence, the way he does some of his singing and his layers and all of these things, right? Sleep Token is singing, like they're like there is, and I don't mean talent like that, but like there's talent of that in there, and the band behind it, Tommy Prophet and everybody behind NF are no slouches, and that's not what I mean. I'm looking at it as a standpoint of like a wholeness, and the fact that Vessel does give me enough, or at least some of that rap style feel, and trap beat, 808, you know, kind of vibe to it. So I kind of get the best of both worlds. I feel like as far as relating to something, they're both pretty even for me as well on those sides. But I feel like Sleep Token does something more to me.
Sure.
Than NF does. And it's not by much, but it's the fact of an emotional side of me is, excuse me, leaned more to the Sleep Token. And I think that's why I chose it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not allowed to put this answer on the internet. You have to just beep the whole conversation out because this shouldn't be allowed on the fucking internet.
Right. That was actually one of the funny things is that was like one of the hot things that people were asking was if you had to pick one or the other. And there were multiple, but that was kind of like, I guess you could say the most hot button one that was on there. And I was like, oh my God, like, so like they're not going easy on us. You could have just
pretended you didn't see, like, well, sorry, I didn't see it
40 times or whatever it was.
Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't see it. But yeah, no, I again, it's all of these are going to be kind of like that, where like maybe some of them will be easier decisions, but in the same hand, like there's one in particular that I was just like, oh my God, like where is your mind? How did you come up with this? But so. Starting off, we'll do this. This one's kind of interesting. So Vortex on Discord wants to know, would you rather be stuck in a romantic comedy with your worst enemy or in a horror movie with your best friend? Now, for me, I think there's some things to weigh here. Who you are spending time with the entire time, because I'm imagining this is going to be like the idea of, you have to either, be, I don't know, like in a comedy movie, like let's say you're stuck on a train for like however long and, love blossoms in some way or whatever. You still got to be in this train with this person for the duration of however long that this movie is going to be. So it's like that may not be that fun, but if it's a romantic comedy, maybe some cool things can happen. It's, oh, there's redemption, But if you're with your best friend in a horror movie
that could die.
Both of you could die. You could, but at least it would be more so I'm trying to survive instead of fuck you.
So you're going with horror movie best friend?
I've not made a decision. I'm just saying that's the irrefutable fact that's ahead. So it's like that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
No, I'm going romantic comedy with an enemy because I'll just hit a motherfucker if you're pissing me off. If I'm in a horror movie and fucking Leatherface is coming at me. And Jake, what if he loses a leg? I gotta leave you, dude. Gotta go. Like, sorry.
You left me to die.
But like way worse of a situation in a horror movie than you are in a romantic comedy with your worst enemy. Like, I just think about like, what would Sheldon and Will Wheaton do? So
you're in my spot.
I'm gonna go with romantic comedy and the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, it's now. Let's say this is that if it were to come down to, the best friend and you survive this entire thing, and like you not only survive but you triumph. You know what? Like that's a great story.
Sure, then I'll do that one.
But
if there's no rules,
if it's like realistic, like somebody is going to get hurt.
Right.
So somebody is probably going to die, or we're going to see some horrific things. Like you don't just heal from that. Like that's years of therapy that you have to go through for that shit.
That I'll have to pay for.
Yeah, right. So, I think we can both unanimously say, romantic movie with the worst enemy. God, some of these are like, one of these involves babies, like sparing a life for one thing. Like I'm like, we're not doing that. But Andy Green, it's spelled with 2 3s on Discord, asks, would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you hear? So I'm assuming, so it'd be like, Liar Liar, where it's like now for the rest of your life, you have to either, no matter what song it is, you are either going to sing along with it. I don't know if it even means like perfectly or well, but you're going to sing along with it, or you're going to dance along. Like,
I'm going to go with sing
involuntary.
because you can turn the volume up to where you can't hear. If I got a motherfucking dance to every song, no fucking way, dude. Not a fucking chance.
So, but okay. See, both of them suck because it's like the idea where like, think about like some music that you just cannot stand. And then it comes over, and either way, your body is a slave to it in some way. Where it's
correct. I'd rather have to sing to it than fucking bebop around to it.
So I would have to say, from an exhaustion standpoint, because if this is going to be one of those where like I'm at the grocery store and there happens to be a song on. Sure, I probably could dance my way, through everything, but eventually I'm gonna get tired. Like I'll just
wear earplugs. I don't hear a motherfucking thing.
You just listen to iDozers all day. Just
yeah.
I have headphones on and earplugs because no, I'm not doing that.
What if it's like rain sounds? You just go.
No, I would have to say, probably sing. I mean, but the thing is too, like I do that kind of anyway. Like, I mean, if there's a song on,
sure.
So, now I will say that, I think that there's also something to be said that if you are afraid to dance, you need to let it go, man. You just gotta embrace it. Like something that Buck and I have always said is that, you're in line at Walmart, a song comes over and you're like, oh, you're just like holding your milk and eggs, if you can afford it, and like you're just like trying to like
it's $83 right now, Kyle.
So,
you're not dancing.
I said, no, I've not bought milk and eggs in so long. Do you know how long it's been?
I buy milk and eggs. It's expensive.
So yeah, I would have to say, probably sing because at least then I could, be quieter, or like to turn it up. So. Vessel's Unaffordable Hardware. This is somebody that's been on been on lives before. It's also on Discord. This is actually a very good question. Would you rather be the absolute best at something that no one takes seriously or be average at something that's well respected? And I think it's that whole idea of like, if nobody sees it, is it art? It's that kind of like, it's not like necessarily saying this is like creative or like that it has to be. It could be, a trade. It could be something like that.
Read that again.
So essentially, would you rather be the absolute best at something that no one takes seriously or be average at something that's well respected?
That no one takes seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a really good question because I think that kind of like breaks into the psyche a little bit of like what's more important,
I would say the best at that nobody just because you don't take it fucking serious doesn't mean I don't.
Right.
So being the best at something is still winning in a sense, if you're the best, I don't know, coin stacker or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter. Like you win. Like that's your thing.
Yeah. Did you see Jerry's stack of coins? It was the size of a building.
Yeah.
Right. But he's great at it. It's like
that's the thing, man, is it's like, it's all what matters to you. And I think that a lot of times when people pursue something, whether it be, sports or, baking, things like that, like that's the whole point. You want to be, because you want to be the best at it, not because you need to win a bunch of awards and stuff. You are doing the best that you can do or the best that's ever been done.
Yeah.
There's like this like self-accomplishment, I think, that comes with most people that would like think that way. So to be mediocre at something that is like, that everybody pays attention, like great. Like, so who cares?
Right.
It's that's not the point. It's the fact of, I think, just that whole like self-recognition that you are the best at it. So it doesn't matter. So I think I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree because I mean, it's, from the experiences I've had with different things that I've pursued, I'm not going to paint a picture of something that isn't true, but it's like, there's some people that, when they pursue things that they are met with tons of opposition, like, all your peers telling you you're not going to be good at it or different stuff. Like I had somebody in my life that when I picked up a guitar for the first time, like we're talking like when I was 15 and never touched one, couldn't even play a G chord, that I can't remember how long it was, like from after I started learning, but they were like, yeah, my first thought was, why are you even doing this? You're not going to be good at it. And a part of me was like, well, fuck you. Because I felt like I'm like, no, I can't play this yet. Like I'm trying. But in the same hand is that, like if you love something, it's like being able to just run for it, just chase it, and like, like being able to, prove the haters wrong, or like however you want to say it. Like, I think that there's something, because like having people, be good at something that people don't respect or anything. It's like, I think that there's always a time for something to shine, to, eventually become important, down the road, or like different things, so whereas again, like you were saying, the mediocre thing where it's like, yeah, you collect your check and, you go home and like, it's like, all right, but what's the rest of your life? It's like, cause that's the hard part for me to try to grasp is, people that, don't try to embrace something creatively that they want. And I know that not everybody is driven that way where it's like, oh, I'm making this art. Some people are about, no, I need to make money, or I need to, do this and this, like, I don't know. Just to me, I think that there's more self gratification in a healthy way.
Yeah.
To be able to have that, so I don't know. It would be, unless if the mediocre thing is like really fun and like I can just get by. Sure. Maybe.
There is something to that as well, but yeah, I'm still going to stick with my first one, but.
All right. So Ravenous, or AKA WizKid, he's been on, on for a while, on Discord as well. Would you rather be a werewolf or a vampire? Because I know what I would like, but in the same hand, I know that both of them are kind of like a screwed existence no matter what. Like, it's like they both have their pros and their cons, I guess you could say, if you're going to become a monster, I
feel like the werewolf would be the correct answer in the fact of not only is it cool, but it's that you would really only have to worry about, full moons, essentially. Yeah. And what we've learned from many scripts and movies and games and stuff that, a lot of times they're very aware of what they are. So they know to lock themselves up when that time is coming. They don't have this like constant thirst to kill people or to like drink their blood compared to a vampire. Now you could argue the fact of, what would it mean? Could you be like a blade, or could you just, feed off of rodents and things like that? But so it just depends on that dynamic, because if that were the case, then yeah, maybe a vampire. It would be cool to fucking float around and, be a bat and like essentially never die. Right. But if I'm going to have to like kill people. Like all the time to survive. No, I'm good, man. Like, but if it's one of those like, oh shit, didn't lock me up on, April fucking 29th. Like, sorry about the chickens. Like,
it could have been a lot worse.
But it's just, that's how I look at it, is that I think werewolves are a bigger threat, but in like shorter bursts. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's especially too with some of the stuff that I've been, I'm not going to go too much into it, but like some of the stuff I've been seeing about Ohio and some places that are close to us. Apparently there's been some like quote unquote like werewolf sightings.
Werewolf,
So who knows? Maybe that'll become a reality one day and we can tell you. But no, I don't know. To me, I think I agree. Like the idea of that the cognitive ability that, a werewolf or a lycanthrope or however you want to like, refer to them, where it's like, no, like there is still the ability that, you may struggle with it, in some ways, but if you're able to get a grasp on it, know, so, but whereas it's like, would you rather be a temporary monster or just become a monster?
Correct.
Which again is interesting, because werewolves, I would say, are probably more dangerous.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Right.
It's just, I don't know. 'Cause there's also like, when you think of American Werewolf in London, when after he's bit and like it's leading up to the full moon, this is one of the things that always kind of intrigued me about that movie, was that he's having nightmares of like him being in the woods and like, he's, like an animal, he's naked and running around and trying to kill a deer. And then there's that random scene where he's having dinner and then all those, I think they're like Nazi monsters or whatever, come in and like massacre his family. And you're like, whoa, like what is this? So it's like, there's also the psychological side of it that I think like I don't want to like, you know, gloss over that. I think that would probably be a really big deal, you know.
Well, sure.
Because like there's always like kind of there's an odd like supernatural element to being a werewolf where it's like, you know, at least from like what I can, you know, gather, you know, from stories and, you know, from fiction and everything. So, but that's, yeah, I don't know. Just we've already seen in Van Helsing what happens when they fight each other. All you got to do is just, you know, bite the neck of a vampire and then they die, you know, if you're a werewolf. So it's like there's more ways to kill them, you know, and if you could fight back, you know, so it'd be kind of fun. Let's see here. All right, WizKid's going to be on here again. He asks, would you rather fall into a pool of pudding or a pool of spaghetti? And I am going full pudding. Like, I'm thinking about like just, you know, the physics of like maybe it'll be easier to swim in, you know, so instead of it being like a bunch of noodles and shit. Like,
yeah, I was thinking that too. And pudding wouldn't be bad. It's not bad cold. Like it's not that spaghetti is always bad cold, but it's like I don't want to just eat. So like if I'm in there, because I'm gonna eat. Like I'm gonna. Like,
don't you feel like there's something vicious about cold spaghetti? Like it's just
a little bit.
It's a little overbearing in some ways. Where I'm like, this is sharp. Like it's
yeah.
I don't know what the hell that even means. Maybe it's the tomatoes, but yeah. So,
but no, I think I'm gonna go pudding as well because I'll be like, ooh.
I think that it's like if I were to, you know, like let's say that we have a big ass pool in the backyard, and if I were to come home and you were like, hey man, I filled this thing with spaghetti, I'd be like, first off, how did you cook all these noodles? Because that is a lot of spaghetti.
Did it in shifts.
But then, you know, it's like the idea of like, okay, well, I would not want to jump into that. That just looks like the floor membrane of hell. Like I don't want to, you know, but if there's pudding,
but
I will probably dive into it. I'd be like, let's go. It just looks like mud. It's fine.
Right.
It's not the, the fear of just like, oh God, what's this going to do to me? I know what happens when I put my hand in pudding. I've done it before. I was a kid. I'm still kind of a kid, you know, but no right-minded person has ever just taken their hand and just shoved it into their spaghetti and been like, "Oh, look at this!" And like, are you testing it? You got to test the waters first. Like,
kinda, but I mean, like you'd be grabbing like with your bread too. But
somebody also asked, Ezra wanted to know Kiss or Motley Crue. I've got to go Kiss just because I don't know much Motley Crue. I mean, they're both great, but
I'm going to go Kiss as well.
Let's see here. Oh, this one's a really good one. So I'm assuming this is Keb or CEB. It's on YouTube on the community post. Would you rather be able to talk to animals but not understand human language, or speak all human languages but not understand animals? So basically, like, would you be able to understand all animals or all humans? Because that's kind of compelling. It's like where I'm like,
you already don't understand.
Well, it's saying like all humans, where it's like no matter the language, where it's like you can understand all humans or you can understand all animals, but it's flip flopped on each one. Where it's
I'm gonna go all humans.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
man. I'm kind of feeling daring. I think I'd want to know like what a fucking bald eagle thinks, man. Like I want to be.
Wow, I'm high. There. I already told you.
You just shattered all my dreams. Wow, I'm high. Next. All right, let's go talk to the badger.
You know what he's thinking? I'm not a beaver. Next.
And now we're saying that animals only speak one sentence a day.
Well, to you.
He's like, I don't know, this guy over there, he keeps trying to talk to me. He's like, I don't give him much. Bro. Because like, I don't know, because there's a part of me that like I would love like to be able to just have the moment of looking at our pets and going, what? Like, what? Talk to me.
No.
No. You don't want that. It's not
I already don't understand. Don't understand them. Who gives a fuck? I give two fucks about what the actual squirrel outside thinks about the tree that they live in the front yard.
Honestly, I would,
because they'll probably complain, and I don't want to hear it.
God, I'm warm.
I already hear the birds chirping. Like they're already loud.
There's like 3 of them that sit in the tree outside of the house, and they are obnoxious. Like I have been woken up out of a nap in the basement by
it's
these
probably
guys.
the same thing. Bill, like, get up,
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Oh God!
Just his wife nagging him to get up every fucking day.
You didn't turn the eggs. You didn't build the. You didn't build the nest.
Bill's pretending to sleep at 3 p.m.
He's like a good red-blooded male American.
Yeah.
Just like, oh fuck. No, there's just that part of me where I'm like, I would like to be able to walk into the door and just go, sup? I'm like, hey dad, or just like, having that. Like, but now I can't understand anybody. Now this also raises the question: do you still speak English to all the humans on the planet, or do you just make animal noises?
See, that's where I was confused at kind of the question, because it's like, well, no, I'd like to understand all humans, because sure, if I can't understand any human again, I might as well not even fucking be here. Like, I might as well be a fucking animal. Like, I might as well just be up there with the fucking bald eagle.
I'll just
get hi.
I'll just be the guy that walks on all 4s now, which some people do that anyway. But that's a whole different story. So this one is kind of a food one. By the way, guys, these are fantastic. Thank you so much for giving these to us. This guy's name is, and I'm quoting this here, Pigskin Spinner. It's on YouTube. And the question is, okay, would you rather eat an entire pizza with the bomb hot sauce or walk on hot coals in bare feet? Now, we're talking like an entire pizza with the bomb hot sauce. And I would imagine that even with your tolerance, that probably would start to like affect you. But I do think that you might be able to make it through the pizza, though. Like from a like a pain standpoint.
I could probably still make it through the pizza, because again, I will never ever drink pop while having anything hot like that again. That was for real. Like that's like I think the one chip challenge was borderline less than that after that started kicking in. But
really?
anyways, so what I'm saying is possibly yes, I could do the pizza. I think I would still rather do the hot coals for 2 reasons. One, I just don't feel like the bomb is gross.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's not even the fact of the heat. We've said it before, guys. It's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't do that to pizza.
Yeah,
like
no.
that's what I mean. Like even the grossest pizza, but and also the fact of I've actually kind of always wanted to walk on hot coals. That's actually. Yeah, no brainer.
That's something that I don't know. Like I can't remember what I saw, but I think it was on Discovery Channel, where it was like either like it was something like Orange County Choppers or something like that, where it was like it was they were like, yeah, we're gonna go do this fire ceremony where like like it was like the group of them and they all walked across it. And I remember the one guy was really, really nervous, and he was like, look, I'm gonna do it, but I'm walking on fire, like like what's gonna happen here. And the way that they did it was that essentially they build this almost like big like pallet fire, and then once it burns down into coals, they stretch it out into like a strip, and then you walk across it. And he was the first guy up, and he just had a nervous smile on his face as he walked across, and he got past it and kind of had the okay, I did it. And he looked back and he's like, I think I want to do it again. And it's what it is that it's kind of like the whole, like, I mean, there's science behind it, but it's the fact that there's a right way and a wrong way to walk across coals, where it's like, you're not going to tiptoe across it or whatever. It's like, you have to have like that momentum of like going over the coals where it's like you're making contact with the heat, but it's not something that like is going to burn you because the momentum and everything like you're
I've also heard
you know?
that there's certain like coals and rocks and stuff that they use that actually don't get as hot as people think.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not, but yes, I do know that walking across that is not what people actually think it is, because if the like I've seen and heard, but you know what I mean? Like they're not on fire and they're not blistered. They're not, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of that whole going to a, you know, like the Lizzie Borden house and being like, you know, this is dangerous. No, it's not, because they wouldn't allow people here if you know, if it was that dangerous.
Right.
It's more so of a mindset. And then once you get across, I feel like there is that feeling of like, oh, look at what I just did. I want to do it again. So yeah, I've actually wanted to do that.
So here's the question, and I'm not going to write checks that we can't cash, but
yes,
if there's ever a time that we can find someone that will do this for real, or if somebody that watches this that, you know, can connect us with somebody that, you know, is like the fire walker or like, or whatever. I don't know if that's even the right term. It probably isn't, but no, like I would want to film that and be like, no, man, like let's, you know, talk about our experience and make it happen. Like, because we've already tried the bomb, and I'm not gonna, you know, try that shit, you know, and do something like that, you know. But
exactly,
that's, I don't know.
That video actually just popped up the other day, and like one of my like memories, it was like from 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, it's gross. You got to try it.
Yeah, and then I proceeded to pace in the living room for 45 minutes. And
he was there's a video.
My life.
There's a video. I didn't make a face. I didn't need water. I didn't need like that. Whatever, that pop just kicked it into overdrive.
Well, I think that because like even like when people eat it on hot ones, when they're just like, dude, like it doesn't even taste like a sauce.
No,
like it's just radioactive. It's just this, you know, it's made
just
from
battery acid.
It's like the uranium from a, you know, kidney stone from a giant or something. Like it's just gross as hell. So yeah, if you guys want to see us firewalk one day, definitely let us know. Comment below, because that's something that I would actually like to try. Because again, if we're gonna, you know, do the YouTube thing, let's step it up a little bit. Let's see.
No
what
pun
happens.
intended.
So, well, we will do the first video that we're gonna do firewalking on stairs. Come on,
just boost it up. Just make sure your CGI is on point that day.
Okay, so I really hope I'm gonna say this right. Kira Stucci, D Clown. So either like Kira Stucci the Clown or Kira Stucci the Clown. On YouTube asks, God, this is just the mindset, and this is why I love our audience so much. And I'm imagining that this is like your big burly friend asking you this question, looking at you and going, hey man, would you rather shit razor blades or piss acid?
Is that the real question?
Yes. This is a real question that is on YouTube, and somebody asked it. Would you rather shit razor blades or piss acid? Both are going to suck. Like really, really bad.
Oh, do I want my wiener to fucking be on fire, or do I want my asshole to? You know what? I mean, I've eaten a lot of nasty stuff in my day, as far as like what's gone through my system, the amount of hot sauces. I feel like I've shat razor blades before. I'll go with razor blades. I'm not pissing fucking acid. Fuck that. I want my wiener not burned on the inside out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, unless if it's like your urethra, you know, we're getting way into this. If like your urethra like is able to control the acid, and it's like, you know, but the pain is, you know, the thing that you're taking in, where you're like, oh God, it's like, you know.
No, I'm still going with butthole razor blades.
Yeah, goodbye to sitting down for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, you know,
we stand anyway.
I stand a lot anyways.
Yeah, we're fine. Yes, this is, and there were a lot of those like that where I'm like, I don't want to get demonetized. So I was like,
sure, no,
I'm not going to put that in the title of the podcast.
Do we shit razor blades or piss acid?
I might use an exclamation point. Oh my God, let's see here. Lindsay Ann on Facebook. This is actually kind of interesting. This is going into the census thing. Would you rather go deaf or go blind? Because I've actually thought about this before, of just like, you know, whether or not like, you know, if like depending on where my physical health takes me down the road of what I hope would happen, and I probably would want to retain my hearing. That way I could still hear music and still probably learn how to, like, you know, play music without being able to see like Ray Charles did it. Like, you know, like, I mean, it's not impossible. Ronnie Millsap, you know, I mean, they're both piano players, but yeah, Jeff Healey, you know, so, but yeah, that's kind of where I've landed with it. So I think that I would 110% much rather lose my sight than my hearing if I had to lose one.
Oh man. I think that, man, I still want to see.
Really? Wow.
I still want to see, like, I still want to see my kids. I still want to see my significant others. Watch movies.
Mm-hmm.
I can read that.
Yeah.
But music. Now that's the thing is, then I'll never be able to hear my kids again.
Mm-hmm.
But like, No, I'm still gonna go with C, just because I need to see stuff, man. You ever seen boobs? I'm not gonna not see those.
Oh no, I would just feel them, you know.
But I can still see and feel them. I can't hear titties.
You can't.
Well, I mean, you can't. Yeah,
that is a merch that is waiting to happen. You can't hear titties. Oh God. Oh man, yeah. What has this become? Oh fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't planning on this episode being way too long. We're gonna do a couple more.
Well, what are we at?
So let's see. We're about like a little over a half hour. So would you rather be from Bridget Carson? Would you rather be stuck in a 125-degree desert or a -50 below with no winter clothes? So basically the idea that if you're in shorts and a t-shirt, like if you had to be in a situation, let's say that dying is off the table.
So so she literally just took all of my, you can't give ultimate, because my whole thing is, not that I like the cold, but if I had to choose, because I always state that you can keep adding more layers.
Yeah.
No matter where you're at, and you can be fine. You can get to the point to where you're naked and still hot.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, okay, but that's not fair. Because do you ever felt the heat? Fucking gross.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Actually,
but I'm gonna go with the heat because you said I can't have any clothing. So like to add more, like, no, that's not allowed. So it's an illegal question.
Well, see, I would take that as well, but just in the small experience that we had last year when the air conditioning went out, that was, bro, like you think you are a moral person and you think that you are okay until you cannot control the temperature of your home.
Right, but go outside at -50 with not a motherfucking thing on. See how quickly you want it to be sweating balls.
Oh no, I'll just curl up into a ball and just fucking cry, because like that's usually what happens to me when I get severely cold. I think it's from my stuff when I was a kid. I had my seizures and all that stuff. But no, but it's just like to me, I would deal with the heat. Like I would find a way to where like, no, man, like I'll put like an ice pack on my head. It'll probably turn into, water in 2 seconds. But
so I said, just do that.
No, I would try to find a way to cope. Whereas like, I would much rather get overheated and stay hydrated than to be cold and fucking sick and miserable.
Correct.
So yeah, I would 110% choose that for sure.
I'm 100% on that one.
You're not going to change my 125 degrees right now.
What else we got?
So I don't know if I want to say this one.
Say it. Now I got to know.
Because all right. Can Hick 4646 on YouTube. I'm just going to read it how it says it. If your nuts were nailed to the floor and your house was on fire. This is so fucked up. If your nuts were nailed to the floor and your house was on fire, would you rather would you rather, this is so gross, would you rather rip your nuts off or maybe die in the fire? Because this is giving ambiguity that you might survive and you don't need to dismember yourself. First off, I want to know why our nuts are nailed to the floor. I want to know what decisions in our life
Let
led
us-
to
I'm ripping my nuts off. I've already had a vasectomy. I don't need them anyways.
Oh,
I'm not having any more kids.
Oh, God.
I'm getting the fuck out of there. It's hot. I've already been stuck on a desert with 125 degrees.
It sounds like a terrible saw trap. Bro, like, what did I do to deserve this life? What happened? Like, oh God, it just makes me so
What are you doing?
uncomfortable.
I'm
Well,
ripping my nuts off. What did you say?
well,
You don't want kids either, so
no, I don't. But just because I don't want kids doesn't mean that I want to be able to sing soprano for the rest of my life.
But you might die at a terrible, horrible, fiery
We
death.
might die every day. Like it's but well, no.
I'm just saying. You rip your nuts off, then the next day you die from like a brain aneurysm.
Well, hey, at least you didn't have to suffer too long with that.
Right.
No, I'd probably I'll wait till you're done taking a drink. So what would probably happen is that I would probably just look around and go, oh shit, a fire, and then just run outside. And then realize what happened, and then be like, well, my first thought would be like, I have to go back in and get them.
They'll make them silicone.
Like it's just, oh man, there's so many implications. Just I read that one, and it was like right up there with like just like the whole like pissing acid and like shitting razor blades and like all that stuff. Like it's
Still
just,
shitting razor blades.
oh my god, you guys have given us a very interesting way to get us back into the groove of things. I know this is a very odd episode compared to what
Little
we
shorter, too, I feel like, yeah.
because we had to change up days and things that we're doing. So, but I mean, 'cause we're actually going live tonight. So I think that by the time this comes out, it probably will be a little bit before the live, or whatever. So,
we only got like 4 hours until the live.
Yeah, and this has been just a very weird day all around.
It has.
Yeah, just I'm home from work, which has not happened in a long time, and Ben Shapiro raps now.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see the fantastic comments we're missing on the video right now.
Because that happened. If you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely, out of morbid curiosity, go check out Ben Shapiro rapping, and then maybe check out our reaction if you want to see that too. But nevertheless, man, this has been an interesting experience. Thank you so much for everybody that gave us a Would You Rather. We're going to be back on topics next week and get back to the normal swing of things. And as always, Eric, is there anything that you would like to tell the audience before we officially sign off? Until next week.
Don't eat the bomb. It's gross.
That's
it's
period.
the worst.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Adios.